Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer that was sent to me today by Chris. So thank you very much, Chris. From the beers I have picked out back there, some of them are new, some of them are old. It is what it is, right? So this one is from the makers of very good beer. This is from Dominion City in Ottawa. This is Trouble in the Fields Lager with Heritage Corn at 4.5% alcohol by volume. So this is an adjunct beer. Chris did ask at one point, what's a good thing about the beer apps? I don't like using them. So here's one of the things. When I typed in Trouble in the Fields from Dominion City, 3 showed up. So one of them somebody added, two of them probably somebody added, and then one was hooked up to the UPC done by the brewery. So when I scanned the UPC, it came up as Trouble in the Fields, Laurentian Adjunct Lager with Heritage Corn. Percentage is right, all that. The other ones, the percentage wasn't the proper amount. So it's things like that. I am using Untapped mostly just to keep track of the beers I've had and what I thought of them. Especially as I'm getting older. But sometimes it's good for stuff like that. Now, I've had 10 friends that have had this beer. Overall, they've marked it 3.43 out of 5. 1.2 thousand people have tried this, and the overall is 3.51. These are all weighted, so if a whole bunch of people give 1s, it's still not really going to move that if it moves it at all, because they're weighted so that somebody can't come in and just skew them. Just looking quickly at who's had them. My buddy Dale, Brew by Me, great. Travis, okay. Brian, okay. Sean, okay. And they've all seemed to like it. April did not mark it because April is in the industry, so she doesn't give ratings often. Kind of like what I probably should do, but we all know I don't do the things I should do. Another one in the industry that didn't give it anything. Another one in the industry. And yeah, that's another one in the industry. Okay. It also will tell you where you had it, which is an interesting thing, right? So some people have had it at the bars at Bar Hop. Some people purchased it at Dominion City. It also helps you figure out things like freshness, if you will. It contains barley. Brewed by Dominion City Brewing Company, Ottawa, Ontario. Okay, so my other Chris, will appreciate this because it's a lager with corn adjunct. Heritage corn at that. So it should be what he's always looking for, which is just a lager with that classic lager bite. And if you're a maker of very good beer, you should be able to make a lager with classic lager bite. You made a lager with lots of head. I mean, don't get me wrong, I poured rather aggressively, but wow, I even scrubbed this out again. One side has some stickiness, one side doesn't. I even had a bottle brush in there to try and get any shit stuck out. By shit stuck, I mean like hard water shit, not shit. Hazier than I expected, but it is clear. I mean, you can see my hand by the light. I can see my hand. I can see my red shirt. Bright white head. Lots of snap, crackle, pop. I might add some more to this, but I also might not. I mean, that head is rather robust. But it has huge tunnels being formed, so it's not going to stick around, yet it's going to stick around. I mean, this would be a beer where you could get a half pint. Well, we're marked at just at a third of a pint right there. So, I mean, you could even do that, a third pint, and this would be put down at your table, and it would look great because the whole glass is used. Sent from the can. Green. Cereal green. Slight sweetness. Slight bit of wet cardboard. And slight bit of dirtiness. Kind of what you'd expect out of just a regular adjunct lager. It smells the part. Sent out of the glass. pretty much the exact fucking same. But again, it's what you expect out of what you're getting here. What he picked up is something that really does intrigue me, because this should be exactly what it says it is, which is just your average lager. And I'm always looking for just your average lager. I really am. Let's try it. Cheers. Oh. Cereal grain. Crisp. Almost creamy. The hit is in the back. The forefront of this is exactly what Chris would always want. And not the Chris that sent this to me, but, well, the Chris that sent this to me might always want that too. But the other Chris would love this. This is your average lager forefront. However, your back end, lots of pine, lots of bitterness. Way too much hoppiness on the back end. But it is cut a little bit with the adjuncts that just keep that creamy sweetness going. I actually am very, very impressed with this beer. I wasn't thinking I was going to get much out of it. And I'm really not. I'm not getting huge amounts out of it. But at the same time, I'm excited. It's solid. It's good. It's nice. It's crisp. It's clean. It's all that stuff and more. It's everything and a toaster. The only thing I can say is, if I'm looking at this as what it was meant to be, which is just a lager. Lager with heritage corn. So just an adjunct lager. If I'm looking at this as just an adjunct lager, way too hoppy on the back end. It is letting you know that it's made by somebody who thinks they make really good beer. Dominion City does make really good beer. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm just stating it. It does come off as what you'd expect from a craft brewer. That being said, it's not bad. That is a solid, easy drinking beer. You get this cold, you'll lose a little bit of that. You'll lose a little bit of the adjunct sweetness, but you'll also lose a little bit of the bitterness at the back end. However, I don't know if this was served cold, if it would have that almost balance out right at the very end where the corniness mixes with the hoppiness and almost cancels each other out. I don't know if you would get that if this was colder, because usually you lose a lot of the adjunct flavors as well as it gets colder. But it is so easy to drink. I think I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I quite enjoy that. Anyway, thank you very much, Chris. Thank you, other Chris. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you to everybody watching. Bye-bye.